Hare Krishna Mataji, am I clearly audible and the slides is visible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Slides are visible and you are audible also.
Yeah. So a very warm welcome to every one of you. Um, on Thursday we couldn't have the session, so we are going to compensate that today. So maybe the class will be extended by 15-20 minutes. And a surprise news, I just received that there is some special guest also coming. So might be I will be disconnected for 2-3 minutes. Disconnected with I will just take a 2 minutes break. That's it, not more than that. And we will cover chapter 12 and chapter 13 today. The Bhakti Yoga, which is devotional service, and the 13th chapter will be Chetra Chetryag Vibhag Yoga. So we will discuss that. This chapter is really very important. When I say very important, that means, as you know, that I have told you that Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 specific parts, in which the first 6 chapter is more emphasized on the Karma Yoga, and the middle 6 chapter is more emphasized towards the Bhakti, and the end 13 to 18 chapter is more emphasized on the Jnana Yoga part. So this chapter is basically targeting on the difference between the Sagun and Nirgun one, the devotional form of the Krishna and impersonalistic form of the Krishna, impersonalism. We all know that we want to go to the Krishna abode. We all want to go to Golok Dham, from where there is no return. If you go to the upper planets like Swarga and Janlok, Taplok, Satyalok, we have to stay there until we have our credits. And as soon as the credits is over, we have to back in this planet. But if you go to Vaikuntha or Golok, we don't have to come back. But Krishna give everyone an opportunity. But it's up to us whether we will grab that opportunity or not. At the same time, we will learn from this chapter that how to attain the Bhakti Yoga, how to make a progress into that, and how Krishna can be happy with us. Who Krishna will favor, or who will be in the list of Krishna, whom Krishna will give a reservation facility for coming to Golok. Which are the kinds of modes of services which will help us to land in Golok? So let's see. The chapter starts. So we will cover 3 things today. That Bhakti is the best we'll discuss, progressive stage of devotion, and the qualities that endear one to Krishna. We'll see. So the first is Bhakti is the best. Now, why I am saying that Bhakti is the best? Let's see. The first slok is very important. It says Arjuna Vacha. The chapter starts with Arjun. Arjun is asking some question. Evam satakti yukta ye bhakta twam parupasate ye api aksharam avyaktam teshan ke yoga vittamah. Arjuna is inquiring which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in the devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahma, the unmanifested. So if you see this image, if you see this light is emanated, light is getting, it's effulgenating, the light is effulgenating. That is Brahma Jyoti. But from where this light is been effulgenated, that is more important. It's coming from Krishna. So here Arjun wants to understand whether which is better. The Sagun form of the Bhakti, the devotional service of the Bhakti is better, or Nirgun Bhakti, which is the impersonal Brahma or unmanifested form. Which is better, Sagun or Nirgun? Yesterday, if you have seen, Krishna has shown the Virat Swarup, Virat form, the universal form of himself to Arjuna. In the chapter 10, he has talked about the opulences. In the 11th chapter, he has shown the universal form on the request of Arjuna. Arjun was very much convinced, but then also to show everyone, he has asked for the universal form. Now let's try to understand the difference between the Sagun and the Nirgun form, the devotional form and the impersonal form. If suppose we are traveling, and when we are traveling, we can see that there are huge mountain areas there. what we will see, we can only visualize the size, the shape of the mountain. But as soon as we come closer to the mountain, we can see that that particular mountain, the soil which is there in the mountain, the stones, the colors we can visualize. We can see actually those colors of the soil on the stone. And if you come closer, then we can see, oh, that there are roads also in the mountain. There are many uh, hut, there are villages into the mountain. There are many houses been built into the mountain. So as soon as closer we reach to the mountain, clarity gets developed. The vision gets much broader, much clearer. When we were far, we were just visualizing the size and shape. But when we come close, we can see the color of the soil also. And when we come closer, we can see that there are roads also. There are houses built also there. There are wells also. There are small temples also. That means our vision is basically limited. And this is what Nirgunvad is. This is what impersonal form. Impersonal form, first of all, is not wrong. The Brahma Jyoti, which we says, the impersonal Brahm, is not wrong, but it's bit incomplete. Whereas if you see the devotional service, it's easier, it's better. And this impersonal Brahm actually gets originated from the devotional form of Krishna only. So both are important, both are better, but one is incomplete. So let's see what Prabhupada is saying. In general, spiritualistics can be divided into two categories: impersonalist and sigmatics. A virtuous devotee serves the Supreme Lord with all his might. The impersonalist also serves Krishna, but instead of directly, he meditates on the indirect Brahman. If one wants to be in the company of the Lord, one must do devotion. Those who directly serve the Supreme Lord through devotion are called Sagunvadis, which has shape, which has form, which we can see. That is Sagun. Nirgun, you cannot see. There is nothing to be visualized. It doesn't have any shape. Nirakar, Nirvisheshvadi, Nirgunvadi, they say. Those who meditate on this impersonal Brahma are called impersonalists. Here Arjun asks, who is the best among both? Although there are many means of realization of the absolute truth, but in this chapter, Krishna describes that Bhakti Yoga, that is devotional service, is best among all. Now it's not me, it's Krishna is telling. The second sloka says, Shri Bhagwan Uvacha, that's Krishna is answering. Maya Vesh Mano Ye Mama Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Paraya Upes Sarya Parayopitaste Ye Yuktatama Mataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in the worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered to by me to be the most perfect. Krishna is saying, those who accept my sakar form, sagun form. When we say sagun form, that means worshipping me as a deity, who has fixed their mind in my personal form through which he can see, visualize, touch, feel, which can be done. And how? This fixing of the mind is to be done with concentration, with complete faith, complete engagement. Then that particular form of worship is great. So here there is no confusion at all. Ishwar, Krishna, is directly saying that sakar form or devotional form of worship is better. Even though if we focus our mind on the impersonal form, then we are basically deviating from the instructions of Krishna. See, Sagunvadi is devotional form, deity worship, that is permanent, that is Shashwat. Whereas impersonal is temporary. When I say temporary, that means you are just visualizing it. You cannot see and feel, and it is tough. Chances of failure is quite high into that. So let's see the comparison between the impersonal form and the devotee who fix their mind into the devotional form. Impersonalist meditate on the formless, there is no form, whereas the devotee meditate on the deity form. They control the senses, whereas devotees like us who believe in the Sagun form, devotional form, or bhakti, which we believe, we engage our senses. Instead of controlling, we engage. Impersonalists understand the Brahman through Upanishad that learns Sanskrit non-perceptual feelings, whereas we understand Krishna through the devotional service by rendering Navdha Bhakti. Impersonalism is troublesome. It's not an easy thing, whereas devotional service is bit easy and natural. In the impersonal, there is no relation with the God, whereas we have intimate personal relationship. Now we can develop a relationship with Krishna as friend, as lover, as our child, as father, as son, whatever relation you can think we can have with Krishna, but you can't have that relation with impersonalist Jyotir. It depends on our own endeavor. Krishna delivers devotees. Partial because complete realization is there. Whereas in impersonal, incomplete realization or partial realization is there. Satchit is there, whereas in devotional form it is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So that's the comparison. So what's the life lesson? We always feel that, oh, complex means better. So complex process does not mean it will give better results than a process which is simpler. Stop choosing by externals. What you feel better is best. What you think is better is the best. So even though if you see Nirgunvadi, impersonal process is complex, like Ashtanga Yoga. Yoga is what? Impersonal form of worshipping Krishna. Whereas Bhakti Yoga is devotional form. In Ashtanga Yoga, Krishna has said, sorry, Arjuna has said, I can control the wind, I can control the air, but I cannot control my mind. So it's better instead of controlling, let's engage our mind. That is the devotional form of service, Bhakti Yoga. Now the Bhakti, see. The first is Shravanam. We'll see in another slide. This is 9 form of worship. You will see a slide which is much better than this one. Let's see this. The first is Shravanam. When we say Shravanam, that means hearing. Second is Kirtanam, doing Kirtan, chanting about the holy names, forms, and qualities of transcendental pastime of the Lord. So if you see at 8:50, what we do? We do chanting, Kirtan, right? We do Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. That is Kirtan. Sparnam, remembering of the Lord. Third form. Next is Pada Sevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping the Lord. Vandanam, offering prayers to the Lord. Dasyam, becoming servant to the Lord, like Hanumanji. Sakhyam, considering Lord to be the best friend, like Arjun. Atmanivedam, complete surrender to the Lord. So let's see an example of this. Now, if you talk about Shravanam, that means hearing. Parikshit is a classic example because entire Bhagavatam is heard by him. Kirtanam, that is chanting. Sukdev Goswami is the elite example of this. Smaranam, that means remembering Prahlad Maharaj. He remembered Prahlad Maharaj, remembered Vishnu, and Vishnu has to come in Narsimha incarnation to save him. Pada Sevanam, serving lotus foot. Lakshmi Mataji. Lakshmi Mataji is what? He's always serving the lotus feet of Vishnu, which is another form of Krishna. Archanam, deity worship. Maharaj Prithu. Vandanam, praying. Akrurji, classic example. Dasyam, executing orders. That means who fulfills the order of his master, Hanuman. Sakhyam, serving as a friend, Arjun. Atmanivedan, complete surrender, Bali Maharaj. So see, what a great example. Devotional form of service, that is Atmanivedan, Navdha Bhakti, is really great. So let's talk about the third and fourth sloka. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that means impersonal form, Those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such person engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. So Krishna is saying that gradually and slowly Krishna can be found, can be achieved through this also, but it's a typical tough thing, not an impossible task, but success rate is quite low. What does the image says? By practicing yoga, people try to stop the mind from thinking, but it is impossible. Mind will always think. The goal of life is not to become unconscious, but to become super conscious. And we become super conscious, then we think of Krishna, engaging our senses to Krishna. The fifth, for those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the supreme, advancement is very troublesome. Now this is what Krishna himself is saying, not I or not ISKCON. It's troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Now this is the fifth sloka. What is it? Klesh adhik क्लेश अधिकतर तेषाम अव्यक्तम आसक्त चेतसाम अव्यक्ता ही गति हे गति दुर्खम देह बुद्धि अव्यापते. That means this is a path where difficulties will be more. Failure rate is quite high. So Krishna himself is saying advancement in this particular nirvishesh impersonal form, Jyotir, Brahma Jyoti form is troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Difficult. So here, Dhyan yogis who concentrate, Dhyan, who basically do concentration, meditation, they try to find happiness into that. They at times find happiness, but being completely steady in that form is difficult. Arjuna has declared that he can't control his mind. He can control wind, but he cannot control. So the way the progress in impersonal form is troublesome and difficult, which Krishna himself is saying. Now let me ask you a question. See, that tendency is dipping down. Krishna blessing is not easily accepted by everyone. Krishna doesn't bless who is not committed. If we want to really solve our mysteries, we have to be committed. If we can't commit, then how we can ask Krishna to take care of us? Now, I have a question. Do you do Murti Puja? Do you do Murti Puja? Or we do deity worship, Arch Vigraha Puja? What we do? Is there any difference in Murti Puja and Arch Vigraha Puja? Can anyone raise your hand and explain the difference? Or yes, Atish Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Please explain it in just a short 1 minute, less than that if possible. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Murti Puja, we are worshipping the personal form of God. We are trying to build relationship with Him. We are trying to take care of Him by feeding Him, laying Him down to bed at night, wishing Him a good night,
No,
and
Prabhuji.
waking Him
No,
up
no,
in the
no, no,
morning.
no, Prabhuji. The understanding is very different. I asked what's the difference between Murti Puja and deity worship. When I say deity worship, that is Arch Vigraha. See, Murti Puja, when we say Murti Puja, that means something which you can find on the chalks on the road, like Gandhi ji ki murti, Subhash Chandra Bose murti, Nehru ji ki murti. These are all murtis. And we in Sanatan Dharma, in Hindu, we never encourage Murti Puja. So that's a wrong understanding of ours. When we say
Okay.
So we
Okay.
when we do, it's arch vigra. When we say arch vigra means that
We are
that
we
has
are
life in it, that has life into it. Like when you go to the temple, when you worship Radha Krishna
yes,
Murti or Ramji's or Narsimhadev Murti, that
yes.
is not Murti, that is Arch Vigra. That has life into it. You can talk, you can have a relationship, you can whatever you want, you can do service also. So that's the Arch Vigra. That
Okay,
which that's Arch
we
Vigra, not Murti.
we call it by the name Murti, but actually it is not only a stone image. We
Yes,
are
yes.
actually worshipping the deity.
Actually,
So
yes. So Murti is something which is at the side of the road. No one take cares. On a very particular day of a Jayanti, municipal corporation people will come. They will clean the Murti of Gandhiji, put a specs there, put a garland, then celebrate. And then after 2 hours, again, a crow is sitting there doing
yes,
wrong thing.
Maharaj ji. Yes,
That
Maharaj.
that is Murti. But when it is in temple, it becomes an Arch Vigra, which is
Archavigraha.
deity.
Yes.
Yes. You can have a personal relations with the Arch Vigra. You can offer your services. You can touch, feel. You can offer flowers. You can offer a cloth. You can whatever you want. So that
Yes.
whatever you do, arti, seva, everything, bhog, you can offer foods also. That is Arch Vigra. So we never, please, if you have certain misconception, remove it. We never encourage Murti Puja. We always do deity worship.
Yes, Maharaj ji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So let's move. We have shortage of time today.
Yes.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged into the devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So Krishna is very clearly saying, very, very clear. He is very clear into this. What he is saying? ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अन्येन एव योगेन माम ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समृद्धधर्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मयि आवेशित चेतसाम. Just a second. Mintu. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. So Krishna is very clear that those who do worship for me, giving all their activities unto me, being devoted to me without deviating, and they are engaged in devotional service, he take care of, he swiftly deliver from the ocean of birth and death. That means he is basically relieved. So Sakar Roop, for Sakar or devotional service, Krishna directly comes. But for Nirakar or impersonal, it takes time. This is the guarantee of Krishna. Krishna says, if you worship me with complete faith and devotion, dedication, with a devotional form of me, I completely take care of you. I deliver you, deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. I will take care of that. I will simply pick up your hand, pull it out from this. Now let's see the Ananya Bhakti part. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. Now let me tell you one thing. I will try to complete the chapter, but I will not compromise on the quality of it. If I feel that it is not possible to complete 2 chapters today, I will not complete. But whatever we will discuss with quality. So Krishna is saying, just fix your mind upon me. That means nothing else is better. I am the better one. So fix your mind on me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme. Engage all your intelligence to me. If you have intelligence, engage that. If you're not engaging your intelligence into me, that means you are not having the right intelligence. So that is Ananya Bhakti. That you see, Krishna is surrounded by his friends. They don't have anything else, just thinking Krishna, because they are really happy to have friend like Krishna. So don't have any doubt. Be firm and committed. Like if you're suppose you're trying to swim and you don't know to swim, if you're downing into water, then think that Someone will be coming to take care of it. Someone will come to save you. So suppose a Christian, a boat is coming with some people sitting on it. They try to save you from water since you are already turning there. So think that Krishna has sent that representative. So should have 100% belief. Your belief system should be strong. If you don't have a faith, if you don't have a proper belief, then nothing can be done. For this, you have to have a 100% belief. So that life lesson is what? Very few things in life comes with such a complete guarantee. Now, Krishna is saying that I will take you from the birth and death from this entire ocean. I will take care of you. You will never come back here. You will be in my abode. At the same time, he says he will take care of you. So this is a complete guarantee. Everything else becomes conditional applied. In this material world, also the guarantee comes with conditional apply. But here Krishna is giving a complete guarantee without anything else. Now let's talk about sadhana bhakti. This is the sadhana bhakti. So see, Krishna is saying, my dear Arjun, oh winner of the wealth. No, Dhananjay means winner of the wealth. At a particular time when sacrifice was supposed to happen by Pandavas, they were not having enough wealth. To have sacrifice, you need money, you need wealth. So Arjun has managed that particular wealth. That's why he is known as winner of the wealth. That's why he said Dhananjay. If you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain me. Now, Krishna is giving the option. Who else will give? Krishna is saying, if you cannot do Ananya Bhakti, do Sadhana Bhakti. So what is this sadhana bhakti? Sadhana in bhakti is what? If you cannot fix your mind on me without deviation, then the alternative is giving you an option, alternative, that follow the regulated principles of bhakti yoga. And what is the regulated principles? It says, learn Bhagavad Gita. You should offer food to Krishna. You should do Mahamantra chanting. You should follow the 4 principles of ISKCON. No, what is the 4 principles? It's not the principles of ISKCON, but ISKCON has adopted it from the scriptures only. It says no intoxications. Any kind of intoxication? No. No meat eating. No gambling. And no sex outside of the marriage. So if you follow these 4 principles, it will help you out. These 4 principles. This is regulated principles. You should always eat the prasad. Always consume prasadam. When you can do this, this is sadhana bhakti. Now, Krishna is giving you another option. If you can't do it, let's see in a slide. Follow the rules and regulations of bhakti. What is the rules? Process to purify the senses by guidance of spiritual master. So you should have a spiritual master. When Guru Gyan nahi hone wala hai, to have a spiritual master. Rise early in the morning. Enter the temple and offer prayers. You should make this as an habit. Chant Hare Krishna. Offer flowers to the deities. Cook for deities. Honor the prasadam. Constant hearing of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees, not from anyone else. Qualification is anyone can do it. Results surety of God, love of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, in the age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does is suddenly delivered. So what you should do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the pill which is required for everyone. So what's the life lesson? The question is this doable? Yes. Are you getting convinced? Ask this question to you. Is it easy? Ask this question to you. Yes or not? Am I feeling positive? Ask this question. If yes, so out of this, now do I want to seriously give it a try? Yes. These are 5 questions. If out of this 5, if 3 is been answered as yes, then chant loudly what? Hare Krishna. So first of all, think whether it is doable. Is it easy? Am I getting convinced? Am I feeling positive? Can I give a serious try to it? If out of this five, if you answer three yeses, enter the world of Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And the Bhakti Yoga has started. So simple is this. Why to go in that impersonal form of Bhakti, wherein you have to go to some secluded places wherein no one is there. You have to sit onto the deer skin, control your mind, control your senses, everything, even your inhalation and exhalation, your breath you have to control. So Krishna is offering his hand to you. Take it. Now another option. Suppose I am giving a solution. If you cannot practice the regulations of the Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me. So if you cannot follow the regulative principles, then do karma for me. So whatever work you are doing, suppose you are a laborer working in a temple, so or working in any of the sites which is serviceable to the Lord, offer your services. Something which you can, if you can't do Bhakti Yoga. So Vijay, if you see Bhakti Bhagavad Gita is for every class of people. Every class of the people. If you are not interested in mantra jap, kirtan, deity puja, then execute your all tasks for Krishna and he will take care of you. Such a simple process. That is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Now, if you can't do this also, Krishna is saying, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that. O son of Kunti is an offering to me. So whatever you do, think that you're doing for Krishna. If you're working, think for Krishna. If you're cooking some food, think that you're doing for Krishna. If you're going on a walk for Krishna, walk in the morning, think that you're doing for Krishna. Anything which you're doing, think for Krishna. That's the simplest way. Now, if you can't do Niskam, Krishna is so generous, he's giving another option. Do Sakam Karma. Now, what is this Sakam? Sakam is never encouraged, but Krishna is telling you. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-shifted. Now, when Sakam Karma is there, Sakam Karma means what? You are offering your service in against something which you want, kind of relationship, symbiotic. So if you cannot do Niskam, do that. But whatever you want, the results should be dedicated to me. Offer that results to me. Your Sakam Karma. So whatever the Sakam benefit is there, offer that Sakam benefit to me. So see, so simple. If you cannot do Dhyana Yoga, you cannot do Bhakti Yoga, if you cannot offer your karma to Krishna, then at least offer the result of your karma to Krishna. So simple. Now, what Krishna is saying, if you cannot take to this practice, now another option. If you cannot take this to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge better than knowledge. However, it's by such Gyan and Dhyan. Gyan and Dhyan. Now, what we do, we always think that we should, whatever we want to do, we want to do that work for the peace of the mind. Shanti chahiye mein. We want to attain the peace. Ultimately, the goal for which we are working is attaining the peace. But how? For that, you need to have knowledge, Gyan. And when you do know the Gyan, then you will do Dhyan, meditation. And then when you think that you will leave the karma fal, fruity benefits of the work, that's when you can attain the Shanti, peace of mind. Now, every individual wants to have the peace of mind. A normal, ordinary person like you and me, he wants to have man ki shanti, peace of the mind. So what he wants? He wants a very good job, high paying job, huge amount of money, whether in rupees.
Prabhuji, voice is breaking in between, Prabhuji.
Voice is breaking.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just see. If it continues, just do let me know. So
Okay, Prabhuji.
what I was saying that a normal ordinary person wants to have a peace of mind. For that, what he will do, he will want to have a very good job, high paying job, good amount of money. He want to have a very lavish home, big car, a beautiful wife, beautiful son and daughters. And when he will get all this, then he will feel that, oh, I got the peace of mind. But actually, there is no peace into that. It is materialistic. Peace of the mind can attain only with Krishna. Now, let's see an example of this, impersonal example. Now, this is a current life. You can see this is a Rishi Muni who wants to, he's saying, I will go to the mountains and I will concentrate on Brahma. That he wants to do impersonal work. Nirgun, Nirakar Bhakti, Nirvisheshwadi Bhakti. He says, I will go to a secluded place. I mean, I will do concentration there. When he goes to the mountains, then he is saying, oh, it is too cold. Oh, I cannot manage this cold here. So now he is saying that instead of going to the mountains, I will go to desert. I will go to the desert and concentrate there because there will be no cold. And when he starts doing that, he says, oh, it's too hot here. So now he's saying that instead of going to the mountains or the desert, I will go to the forest and I will concentrate there. And this is the real life situations happening. And in forest, he thinks that, oh, what will happen if a tiger attacks to me? My life is in danger. Now he's confused that what should I do in this Kali Yuga? I cannot go to the mountains. I cannot get to the desert. I cannot go to the forest. What should I do? So there is only one thing. In Kali Yuga, what should do? Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Kevalam, Kalo Nasti, Eva Nasti, Ever Gati, Anyatha. So what he will do? He will do Hare Krishna chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So let's see the 13th and 14th shloka. Here it says, one who is not envious, but who is kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego and equal both in happiness and distress, one who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, and whose mind and intelligence are in agreement with me, he is very dear to me. Now Krishna is telling the quality of devotees who is very dear to him. Any devotee, if anyone who wants to be very dear to Krishna, shall have these qualities. If you want to be very close with Krishna, you want to be in his dear list, then they need to have these qualities. Like, first of all, normally if you see, there are two properties of every individual, qualities you can say. They should normally display either love or hatred. Every person displays this, right? Hatred or love. So he is saying, Krishna is saying that who is not envious. So if anyone wants to be becoming dear to Krishna, then he should not have any envy feeling for anyone. He should be a kind friend for all living entities, kind friend for everyone. And he does not think himself as proprietor. He should not think that I am the owner, I am the proprietor. No, I factor should go away. He should be free from the false ego and equal both in happiness and distress. He should be very normal in both the situation, whether it is distressful or happiness. Always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, and whose mind and intelligence are always in agreement with Krishna only. This is the qualities of people who can become very dear to Krishna and who can walk the talk with these qualities, and then they can go to Goloka. These are the actual stepping stones to go to Goloka. Let's move. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Krishna is telling that who is dear to him. That means he's telling the quality of a harmless person. Such kind of harmless person, they never harm themselves, neither anyone who is close to them. Such kind of people are very dear to Krishna. The 16th sloka says, like, see that you can see the image. This is image of the one of the dearest friend of Krishna, Sudamaji. He says, Krishna saying, my devotee is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert without cares, free from all pains and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. These are all the qualities of people whom Krishna loves. So if you are in distress situation, don't take such action which will lead you to frustrations. Krishna is telling, see, such a Sudama was such in a situation that poverty was everywhere. He didn't have the food for eating. His kids were starving. But then also, in this frustration situation, he didn't left the path of devotional service. He is pure, expert in Krishna knowledge, without care, free from all the pains. He's even though there are lots of materialistic pains seems to happen, but he is actually free from all the pain. And he's not working for sakam benefits. That person is really dear to Krishna. So if you want to become dear to Krishna, we should have these qualities. So Krishna is telling two things in this chapter. First, how to do the devotional service, how to get Krishna. And second quality is how to become dearer of Krishna. Now see this 17th sloka. Very fantastic example, Prahlad Maharaj. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me, like Prahlad Maharaj. He was subjected to so much of trouble, but then also he never rejoiced, neither grieves, neither lamented nor desired. He has renounced for all the auspicious and inauspicious things. Such kind of devotee is very, very dear to Krishna. You have seen Prahlad overreacting on his father. He was never in distress, never in distress also. He's never thinking whether it's a shubh or a shubh. No, auspicious or inauspicious, doesn't matter. He always think of Krishna. Ambrish Maharaj, oh, such a fantastic person. One who is equal to friends and enemies, one who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Ambrish Maharaj, maybe not today, we can have a story of this. Ambrish Maharaj is very dear to Vishnu, very dear to Vishnu, very dear to Krishna. Such kind of people who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, they never have a feeling for this. It's same for whether they are in heat or cold, whether they are in happiness or distress, whether they have a fame or infamy, doesn't make difference to them. They are free from contaminating association. They are never in wrong association. They are always in devotees association only. Always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence. They don't have a thinking that oh मेरा घर चाहिए, परिवार चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, संपत्ति चाहिए. No, कुछ नहीं चाहिए इनको ऐसे लोगों को. They are always engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Oh, what a fantastic person, Bilva Mangal Thakur. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. So again, Krishna is saying, those who follow the imperishable path of devotional service. Imperishable, that means Amar. This devotional service path is never get into troubles. Who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Now, this person is Bilu Mangal Thakur and this is Krishna in the kid form. You want to hear the story of Bilu Mangal Thakur? We know we are running out of time, but do you want to see this? You want to hear the story of Bilu Mangal Thakur? If you want, please raise your hand or I will move further. You want to hear the story? So if you want to hear, then you have to be prepared for extending the time. Then it's already 9:50, but I will not take much of it. Okay. So you want to hear the story of Bilva Mangal Thakur, a very, very very great person, very great person. If you see, Bilva Mangal Thakur was a very great Brahman from the South India, and he was very rich man, very rich man. Bill Mangal Thakur became very staunch. He has an addiction of prostitution, prostitute hunter, I would say. He used to daily visit a prostitute house, daily addiction of that. Like people have addiction of drugs, he has an addiction of a prostitute. So even though if you see, he was from a family of Brahmins, doing pious activities, but then also because of this pious activities happening to his family, he was addicted to prostitution. Just a second, just I will be coming in 2 minutes. Sorry, since I've told you that some guests have already come, I couldn't go and meet them. So they have come to see me here in their room. I had 2 minutes of words with them. So I was saying that Bilu Mangal Thakur uh, had an addiction. He always visit a particular prostitute, and the name of the prostitute was Chintamani. On a particular day, the father of Bilu Mangal Thakur died. He performed all the religious activities for that. All the last day rites was been performed, and on that particular day there was a huge storm, huge rain was there. So Chintamani, the prostitute, thought that today he will not come because his father has died. And see the situation, it's so difficult. He will not come because of terrible rainstorm. He will not come. But addiction is addiction. Bill Mangal couldn't control his senses. He crossed the river. He managed to reach to Chintamani. And because of the terrible storm also, the terrible storm didn't stop him, because that's the power of urge of controlling the senses. He couldn't control. He was the slave of the senses. Despite all the difficulties, Bill Mangal Thakur reached. Somehow he managed to cross the raging river, and when he saw the gates of Chintamani house was closed also. He basically what happened? He somehow managed to jump over it. Despite all the dangers, he reached Chintamani bedroom. And the prostitute, when she opened the door, she was so astonished. She said, how is it you have come tonight? Your father has died. Don't you think that you have to be there? And such a terrible rainstorm is there. Oh, you're so attracted to this skin. You're so attracted to this skin. If you have just that much of attraction to Krishna, if you have attraction to God, you have reached to the abode of God. So certain hard words were spoken by prostitute Chintamani. And someone who love or you have an addiction of that, if hard words are being spoken by that particular person, it's directly hit your heart. And that was the actual thing which happened with Bill Mangal Thakur. Then Bill Mangal Thakur immediately left the prostitute house and went to the Vrindavan. The fact was that in the what happened in Vrindavan, he thought that I will do bhajan kirtan. And he has on a particular day, a newly married couple was just going into the market, and he saw that. And that lady said, why are you staring at me? Why you are staring at me? Will Mangal Thakur felt really embarrassed. He saw that this is the fault of my eyes. Because of this, I have seen that particular woman. What he has done, he took a stone and put his both the eyes. He ruptured both his eyes. Vision was lost. Now, since he couldn't see anything, he just used to do chanting, sankirtan, he used to sing bhajans of Krishna. Every time he used to sing bhajan of Krishna. Now, the Bill Mangal Thakur, who was an addict of prostitute, now his life has taken a 180-degree change. 180. Now he became a pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta. He used to always think of Krishna, always sing bhajans of Krishna. Now he was a great singer of bhajans of Krishna that Krishna used to come and sit in front of him. Since he doesn't have the vision, he couldn't see him. He couldn't see him. And Krishna used to enjoy the bhajans of Krishna. So bhajans of Bill Mangal Thakur sang for him. So even though he was having such a wrong addiction, but the love of Krishna is such a great thing that he overcome his wrong habits, and he became a Shuddha Bhakt, pure devotee. And he attained the abode of Krishna. So if Krishna can do, if Bill Mangal can do, why not we? That's the important thing. So with this, we completed the chapter number 12. So we will start with chapter number 13. And I believe we will not complete the chapter number 13 in today. So let's do half of the chapter today. and half of the chapter tomorrow, or else what you want. Usha Mataji, you want to say something? If you want to ask any question, I would suggest that you ask the question later on. But if something important you want to say, please say.
Uh,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Very honestly, I feel one chapter per day itself is a huge amount of responsibility to understand. This is my personal view, because I take notes, and to review itself we take lot of time. So it is my personal opinion that one more day can be fine, but pushing lot of substance which cannot be filled in my mind, it is difficult for me. This is my personal view. Yesterday only I wanted to tell that when you were telling that too, because I sat today and went through both the chapters, and the next chapter has got more than 50 verses, and it will not be possible to go even half today, is what I feel. This is personal opinion.
Okay, I respect your opinion, Mataji. So I believe everyone wants to uh, do the same thing. Are you also of the same opinion which Usha Mataji has? If you want, I can definitely, I don't mind, I can extend the session for one more day. Instead of the session which is going to be completed on Friday, it will be completed on Saturday. That means we will do one chapter each day. And I have told you in the start only that I am not going to compromise on the quality. We will take a good amount of time. I have never, if you have seen, I didn't rush to the presentation. I didn't rush it. And we will extend one more day, not an issue. Not at all an issue. So let me do a poll for you then. I have some questions for you. Aha, surprise, because all the polls which I have created is in Hindi. Do you all understand Hindi? Shall I raise the poll or shall I do the poll later on? Because the questions are in Hindi. I have not changed not translated that in English. As I had told you that I took the class both in both the languages, Hindi and English. So let me tell you the question. The question is, what is bhakti? The option A is serving the Lord Krishna is bhakti. Option B is serving, helping poor people, doing food donations, so, helping diseased people for getting treatment. That is bhakti. Third is faith, trust, and nishkam bhav. This is all serving to Krishna is the bhakti. I'm launching the poll. I'm launching the poll. So I'm ending the poll. Only 54% have responded. Last 5 seconds more. If anyone wants, please do it. So I'm ending it right now. You can see I've shared the results. 8% says that helping poor people, doing food donations, helping them treated for their disease is bhakti. No, that's not at all a bhakti. That is pious activity. So there is a difference between bhakti and pious activity. With pious activities, you attain punya. Because of the punya, you can go to Swarglok, not beyond that. And because of this pious activity, you will earn some credits. And with the credit, you can stay there. And when the credit is over, you have to come back. Now, the first one is a Ishwar ki seva karna. See, you can serve Krishna, but serving Krishna with certain feelings, with certain benefits, with thought of mind that you want to show something to Krishna, that is not a bhakti. The option C is the right option. If you want to serve Krishna, you have to have faith, you have to have trust and nishkam bhav. Don't think about the fruits. Karma karo, karma kya? Phal ke bare mein socho. That is actual Krishna's. And when you do the surrender to Krishna, that is the actual bhakti. So we have completed the poll. So what do you want? You want to listen to the story of Ambrish Maharaj, or shall I start the question and answers? I agree to your request, Usha Mataji. Most of you have asked the same thing. I will do one chapter each day and we will extend for 1 a day. So you want to hear the story of Amrish Maharaj? Let me tell you in short then. Amrish Maharaj was the emperor of the entire world. He was a very, very great devotee of Lord Vishnu, Narayan. He performed devotional service with great opulences, great opulences. Once Amrish Maharaj was worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan, and he was fasting for Ekadashi. And on the next day, which was the Dwadashi, he was supposed to end the fast day after the Ekadashi. When he was supposed to break his Ekadashi fast, the great mystic yogi Durvasa Rishi came. And Durvasa Muni was known for his anger, appeared in his house and became his guest. Amrish Maharaj respectfully received Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni, after accepting the king's invitation to eat there, he said that I am going to open my fast. Why not you also open the fast with me? It will be a great honor for me. So Durvasa Muni said, okay, wait, let me bath in the Yamuna river in the noon and I will come back. Amrish Maharaj, upon seeing that, he went it, and when he saw that the time to break the fast was passing, and he's not coming, he's taking too much of time to taking the bath. So his ministers advise him that if you drink a little water, that will not do any wrong thing, and you can open the fast along with Durvasa Muni. Just have a little water because the time is going on, and you have to open the fast within a stipulated time. Certain more Brahmanas also supported him. But Durvasa Muni is Durvasa Muni. He was having mystic powers. And as soon as he just take a sip of water to break the fast, just with water, not by food, because he thought that, okay, let Muni come, then we will have food and then we'll close it. But let me drink water because the time is passing by. But because of his mystic power, Durvasa Muni could understand, and he got very, very, very angry. His anger was on top of everything. When he returned, he began to chastise Amrish Maharaj, and he was very unhappy with him. He created from his hair a demon. He took a hair and he created demon. And then demon was like a fire of death. He said that, kill this Amrish Maharaj. He has betrayed me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead thought that I will protect my devotee. Amrish Maharaj is my devotee. I have to take care of him. He sent his chakra, his disc, the Sudarshan chakra, which immediately vanquished the demon, the fiery demon, which was created by Durvasa Muni. He killed him. But upon seeing that his own attempt has failed and that the Sudarshan chakra was moving towards him, now he has done wrong with the Amrish Maharaj, and Amrish Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord Narayan. So Lord Narayan got angry on Durvasa Rishi, and the Sudarshan Chakra started chasing Durvasa Rishi. Durvasa Rishi got very frightened because Sudarshan Chakra, there is no solution to it. And he began to run in all the direction to save his life. When Durvasa Muni could not find no shelter, he approached Brahma. He said, save me, save me, save me, Trahimam, 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 save me. But Lord Brahma refused to give shelter to Durvasa Muni because Brahma couldn't also save him from the Sudarshan Chakra. Then Durvasa Muni turned to take shelter of Lord Shiva, who always resides on his planet known as Kailash. Lord Shiva also could not save him from Sudarshan Chakra. He said, I cannot offer you the shelter. You go and approach directly Narayan, who has sent his chakra towards you. Finally, Durvasa Muni didn't have any other one to offer him the shelter, and his life was at stake. So he went to spiritual world and surrendered to Lord Narayan. But Lord Narayan also could not excuse a person who had offended a Vaishnav, a devotee of himself. To be excused from such an offense, one must submit to the Vaishnav whom he has offended. There is no other way to be excused. Just Lord Narayan advised that I also cannot offer you shelter. You better go, return to Amrish Maharaj and beg his pardon. He is the one who can give the shelter. Following the order of Lord Narayan, Durvasa Muni immediately went to Amrish Maharaj and fell at his feet. Seeing Durvasa Muni at his feet, Amrish Maharaj prayed that Sudarshan Chakra be merciful to the Muni. And he said, Durvasa Muni, why you are doing this to me? I am really feeling embarrassed. You are a great Muni. You have mystic powers. Please don't do this. Please don't touch my feet. I will go to hell if you do this. But on the request of Amrish Maharaj, Sudarshan Chakra got appeased and refrained from killing Durvasa Muni, and he left. After this incident, Amrish Maharaj gave Durvasa Muni some taste food to eat, and then king and who had been standing in the same place for 1 year without eating anything also took prasad. So this is the example of devotional service. If you are really great in terms of your service, then even whether you are in very tough situation, like the situation which was created by Durvasa Muni, whatever tough situation will be there, Krishna will take care of that. But for that, you need to have complete faith, 100% faith, not even 99.99%. 100% faith and trust should be there. If you have 100% faith and trust, then you have to serve the Lord through devotional way. Hare Krishna Mataji, we can have questions.
Yes, Prabhuji. Two people have raised their hand. Megha Mataji, please unmute.
I would request to you that please contain your question to only one question, because after the questions I have to attend the guest also, because if I will not meet them, even though they have come to see me in the room, but as a courtesy I have to go and meet them, and if they leave from here without meeting, without I meeting them, it would be wrong. So please limit your question to only one. Hare Krishna Megha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when you spoke about sadhana bhakti, that is no meat eating and chanting and all this, I'm doing all these things. But some of the family members, they don't expect, they want to eat. And if we give them, if we prepare and if we give them, will we still be doing that devotional service, or will Krishna take care of us? How it would be? Like, I'm always perplexed by these things, because certain situations are like this in the house that people don't expect.
Mataji, since you are not eating it, but you are helping them by serving it. So someone who is breeding animal, someone who is killing the animal, someone who is bringing the flesh of the animal, someone who is cooking it, someone who is serving it, all of them, all of these people have to face the sin. So if you're serving them, if you're cooking them, then you're doing a sinful activity. First of all, let me tell you the fact. Maybe it's not good to hear, but that's the actual thing. I understand that ladies have to face tough situation because they have to take care of the bhakti also, and they have to ensure that the family members are also happy. Slowly and slowly, maybe not at a time. You cannot turn the entire wheel at a time. Slowly and slowly make them understand that this is not good. Meat eating is a sin because if you see in Bhagavatam, it's mentioned that whom you are eating when you go after your death, they are waiting for you and they will eat you. Suppose you are eating a chicken or a mutton of a goat, the goat or the hen or the whatever is there, that particular animal is waiting for you anxiously. They want to eat you because you have eaten them. So they want to take a revenge. So in the entire life, suppose you have eaten 100 goats, be ready. They are going to take the revenge there. So make them understand slowly and slowly. At a time, it is not possible, but try to change them, Mataji, or else you are doing a sinful activity.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harinder.
Megha Mataji, we can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. And
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Harinder Prabhuji, please unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a question. Like yesterday, you told that you will be telling the reason behind why Krishna played a flute and why he carried a peacock feather on his head.
Mataji, can I discuss tomorrow?
Sure,
Because
no.
guests are waiting for that. It will take at least 10 to 15 minutes, Mataji, minimum 15 minutes.
I just thought of reminding. I thought,
No, no, I
yeah.
am it's there in my mind, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Atish Prabhuji, please unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am very sorry, but I am a Bengali and fishes are very important in our daily lives.
Staple diet, huh?
Yeah, staple diet. I mean, every day in the morning, my brother or father or uncle, somebody goes out in the market only to get fish, and we all have fish. And really speaking, meat, I don't enjoy relish eating it, but yes, chicken since I have been eating it. And then I told you that even when I smoke, I offer it to Shiva first and then I smoke. So I do certain things, but then I offer it to God. And even while eating,
Prabhuji,
I definitely say Brahmarpanam.
Prabhuji, I got your point. See, Prabhuji, if you are offering, if you think that I have offered to the God, that means it's okay. Prabhuji, if you're saying that okay, I am offering the murder of a particular person, and after that you will murder that particular person, and you say, I am going to offer a bali for Krishna or bali for
Oh my
Shiv.
God.
That is wrong, Prabhu. So you are
Yes.
just trying to convince yourself, Prabhuji. That is wrong. That is
Yes.
wrong. Anything which is wrong, Prabhuji. I know in this current time, if I ask someone to stop eating meat, if I ask
Yeah.
someone to not intoxicate, then I know that the attendance of my class is going to come down because they don't like to hear this.
Yes.
And they have all the ways and means to convince others, but that is not right. Something which is wrong.
Okay, I have one more question, Prabhuji. Before that, I would ask your blessings that I am able to drop all the bad habits as soon as possible because Krishna is very dear to me and I want to achieve the permanent shelter at his lotus feet. So
Great,
please
great.
bless me, Guruji.
Sure,
And
Prabhuji.
one more thing on Ekadashis,
Mhm.
the food that see, I am unable to offer any food to Krishna. I'm unable to worship him. I can only chant his name. I can only read a few messages from Bhagavatam or say
No
Bhagavad
problem.
Gita.
No problem, Prabhuji. Krishna has never
I-
asked that he wants this 56 special dishes. You can offer whatever you want. You can even offer a glass of water. Or if you can't, if you can just take the jap of the Hari Mama, that is also very sufficient, Prabhuji. You can
okay,
do
but
japa.
on Dwadashis, the food that I take, the food with which I break the fast, that is also prepared in utensils which are used for cooking meat and fish and everything. I have no control over it.
Prabhuji, I know it's tough for Bengalis or anyone who is staying in the coastal areas to refrain from it. But Prabhuji, you have to work out something if you want to really go ahead in terms of spirituality. If you want to really be dearer to Krishna, if you want to really attain the golden
Yes,
or supreme abode of our Krishna, then you have to do this. You don't have any other way. Maybe you can take time to do this. You cannot turn the entire thing in one day. Slowly and slowly, gradually, if you can make changes, it will be really great. Prabhu.
surely, Maharaj ji, I will try.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Ha, Pranam. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Prabhu.
Komal Mataji, please unmute.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Prabhuji, I've
Hare Krishna Mataji.
of what I've understood a little bit. I just want to have some clarity on it. Like previously, Lord Krishna says that Karma Yoga, first 6 chapters we were on Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is supposed to be the most difficult one, and now we've seen Bhakti Yoga in the next 6 chapters, which is supposed to be the highest form. Which those few those who cannot do Bhakti Yoga, it's also said that you can go by Karma Yoga also. Krishna also says, then do Nishkam Karma if you can't do complete Bhakti Yoga. So what I understand is the Bhakti Yoga is the highest, and Karma Yoga is the most difficult one, perhaps. And
No,
then,
no, Mataji.
yeah,
No, it's not more difficult one. Uh, See, bhakti, it takes time. It takes time to germinate, but you, in that particular process, you can start offering your karma towards Krishna. Either you can do offer the karma, or you can offer the fruits of your karma to the Krishna. That is the simplest way of understanding the karma yoga, and it's not difficult. It just change of your state of mind. Now you can see that if you're listening Bhagavad Gita, think that I am listening Bhagavad Gita because of Krishna, for Krishna, by Krishna. So when you think, just state of change of mind will help you out, Mataji. It's not difficult, Mataji. It's never difficult. It is very easy compared to Ashtanga Yoga, Mataji. Very easy.
yes, Prabhuji, that's also the next thing. First, Krishna says explains Ashtanga Yoga in the previous chapters. Here, it has been not uh, like Krishna says that it's better to do bhakti than be a yogi and go on mountains and do ashtanga yogas and control your senses. It's better to control your mind and devote your mind towards Krishna. So
Mhm.
why the change? Like, yeah, which is better? Few people would follow the ashtanga path.
Mataji, Krishna has already tell every one of us that it's not wrong doing Ashtanga Yoga or following the impersonal way. It's not wrong. You will also attain the same thing, but it's tough. It's tough. Like I have given an example before also, that if you want to go to Vrindavan and you have the luxury of going through flight, you will land in Vrindavan in 3 to 4 hours. You can land in Delhi. From Delhi, you can take a cab and come to Vrindavan. And if you want to go to Vrindavan by walk, by train, it will definitely take time, Mataji. Definitely take time. So both are going to land you in Vrindavan, but one is an easier way and one is a tough way. So what you want to achieve is up to you. If you can manage that tough way, go for Ashtang. But the probability of failure is there, because you can somewhat go there for a particular portion of the travel. On after that, you may create issues, or maybe you can face issues, and then you can abort it. So what's better, you have to decide, Mataji. Both are right, but bhakti is easy, bhakti is pleasing, bhakti is enjoyable one. Whereas that impersonal way is not an enjoyable way. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Bhakti Mataji.
Bhakti Mataji, please unmute.
Yeah, just I wanted to ask regarding that Murti Puja, that point I missed. There is a difference between Murti Puja and one thing which you had said.
Yeah, what you want to ask, Mataji?
What were the two ways? One was Murti Puja and the second was?
Arch Vigra. When I say Arch Vigra, that means deity worship. If you see,
What is
Arch Vigra is something like, Mataji, suppose a stone is there, you are carving the shape of Krishna into that, and you do pran pratishtha. Okay,
correct?
you do when you do pran pratishtha, you are offer the prayers. There is a particular Vedic process for that. Then it becomes earth figure. It's no more a murti. It's no more a stone. It has a life. If you see all the temples, they have proper time of arti, proper dressings for the deities. They offer food for the deities. uh, they ensure that the deity gets bath in the right time of sleeping. Everything is managed because there is life. It's not a stone. Stone is something which is murti, which is on the chalks, wherein you can see a murti of Gandhi ji, Subhash Chandra Bose, Nehru ji, or any of other people. That is murti. You never offer food. You never do agarbattis puja. You never lamp a light in front of that. But in temple, you follow all the process for that. That is Archvikra or deity worship, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So in Sanatan Dharma, we never ever encourage Murti Puja. Please understand, we never encourage it. We encourage deity worship. So Mataji, any more questions?
No, Prabhuji, but no more raised hands.
Okay, sure. If no more, then we will close the chapter today, and we will
Okay,
meet
Prabhuji.
again tomorrow at the same time, 8:50. We will have a one round of chanting with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and tomorrow we will start chapter number 13 tomorrow. वांछा कल्पतरु भय च कृपा सिंधु भय च पतिता नाम पावने भय वैष्णव नमो नमः. So let's meet tomorrow. Till then, Hare Krishna, Radhe